So my kid has COVID. Am I supposed to isolate him or her for 10 days? For 7 days? For 5 days? I can't keep it straight anymore. My name is Ryan Carpenter and I serve as the superintendent for the Estacada School District. In today's Super 60 Seconds, I want to clarify the quarantine and isolation time inside the Estacada School District. Let's go. Hey, welcome back from winter break. I hope you and your family had the opportunity for some rest and some quality time together. Nothing is more valuable for your children than time together with family. You might notice that this Super 60 Second looks a little different. That's because one of my own children tested positive for COVID, and I am home with him today. Because of the rapid nature of the spread of the Omicron variant, the state is making quick adjustments to the isolation and quarantine procedures, and I want to take this Super 60 Seconds to quickly clarify these new protocols so that we are all on the same page. So here's some COVID-19 updates I want to make sure all of you are aware of. Isolation. So isolation for individuals that test positive for COVID-19 is now 5 days. If you are asymptomatic or if your symptoms are improving. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or adult. The isolation period for COVID positive is now 5 days. Quarantine has now been reduced also to 5 days for those who have been exposed to COVID-19 and are not fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated students or employees do not need to quarantine, but should always monitor for symptoms. The test to stay option is only allowed if an in-person exposure occurs while in school. It does not apply at home, at a birthday party, a sleepover, or anywhere else outside of the school day. So if your kid tests positive for COVID-19, they are required to isolate for a minimum of 5 days and are eligible to return on day 6 if the fever has been reduced for 24 hours. If your child was exposed to COVID outside of the school, they are required to quarantine for 5 days. They can return to school on day 6. However, you should continue to monitor for symptoms through day 10. If your child was exposed inside of school, you can opt in to our Test to Stay program, and if negative, your child can stay in school unimpacted. If you elect not to participate in the Test to Stay process, your child will need to quarantine for 5 days. And here's the last one, which is the one I'm dealing with right now. If your child tests positive, he or she needs to isolate for 5 days. Their brother and or sister cannot begin their quarantine time until the isolation period is over. That is 10 days for brother and sister. However, if you can separate your child completely from your other children in the house, which is what the Carpenter family is doing right now, then their 5-day quarantine may begin. Confusing? I know. But it is better than it was before, and we will continue to work with you as things change, which they will. These guidelines and public health requirements change regularly, so I want to thank you for your attention and flexibility and patience as we continue to adapt to the latest COVID-19 updates. No matter what comes our way, your child's education is always our number one priority. But I am asking that you and all of our families to start 2022 with a plan in place and a flexible mindset as we start to see the Omicron variant impact our schools. It is possible that your child could need to quarantine or isolate from school at any time. Most exposures right now are occurring outside of the school setting. Thank you so much for being a part of the Estacada School District, and thanks for continuing to be a team player. This is only successful if we do it together. I hope this helps clarify, share with others, and have a great